I'd been writing a bunch of blog posts about user acquisition and marketing and stuff like that. And so I put those together and said, all right, I'm going to turn this into a book now. If you want to read the next, 8 unwritten chapters of this book that doesn't exist yet, you can buy the book. And I sold like $50,000 worth overnight.
Wait, how
For
did
the
you
first
sell
time,
50,000? How did you sell $50,000 worth in one night?
I mean, like that, the entire book was about like, here are marketing tactics that work, right? And so I literally spent a month just like, all right, I'm going to put everything in place that I would recommend to someone who's trying to figure out how to get users. I'm going to, give away free chapters, and those went to the top of Hacker News and Reddit. I'm going to put a waiting list in front, and so you have to wait and refer people. And if you refer 3 people, you get a free, another 2 chapters. And like every growthy trick in the book, put in front of like this, what eventually became a Kickstarter campaign. And then when it went live on Kickstarter, it blew up. So we were selling the book for like $40 for the paper copy, and then it could go on up through like a $200 book and video and all this stuff. And I knew nothing about creating video courses. I knew nothing about education. It was just like, how can I monetize the stuff that I've spent my life learning, right? And it did really well. In retrospect, that was, I went from, I was trying to save before that like $1,000 a month to try to crawl out of debt, and then all of a sudden overnight it's gone. But the really interesting thing about that was you can see using the download link how many people are downloading it, and like a fourth of the people that bought it actually downloaded it. So even the vast majority of the money was not like, people weren't using the material at all, right? And so that felt weird to me. And then I was talking with my buddy, and I was like, hey, like, let's put together a programming course, because the 2 things I'm good at are user acquisition and programming. So let's teach people Haskell, which is like an esoteric programming language that nobody uses, but we loved. And so we did that, and it was going okay. But then it was like, the reason these people are buying these courses is because they're trying to better themselves, right? They're trying to actually like create a better life. And these are the reason it's so easy to make a little bit of money, is because you will spend $200 on a course if you think that course can make you more money. And there's probably a way to both be like more aligned in that. Like, it really bothered me that so many people were buying the course and never touching it. And the other thing that felt weird to me was like, Haskell was like it's a programming language for people who are like really advanced at programming. So they didn't, have to care about money or, career success really. And what I was really interested in was, how can I, get people from where they are to, where they are plus 20% of income, or, where they are to where they are times 5 in income. So we decided to kind of start teaching a course that was based around that, like just how can we move you from 0 or a little bit of programming to like the maximum income we can really quickly. And so we started doing that, and we were charging up front for it. But pretty quickly the idea became like, what if we could actually tie our success to our students' success? And how could we do that? And the model we have today was based around believing strongly in incentives and in de-risking education for people. What if as an example, we only got paid if people downloaded and read and used the stuff in the book? Like, how would you act differently? Like, you'd work a lot harder. And I was frustrated that most of education felt that way, like buyer beware,
Yeah.
send a check to the university and we'll see if it works out, and the university doesn't have to care. And how would the university act if it knew that it would only get paid if you were successful? Like, you'd build it completely differently.